Keep up with Power 108.9 on social media.
How can I find you?
Instagram
Power 108.9
and Facebook.
Power 108.9.
It's the exact same thing. It's at Power 108.9.
Okay.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
The opinions and views expressed by this program are those of the program host, and guest, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Power 108.9 and its officials. We hope you enjoy.
Welcome. This is Real Talk with New Order, live on Power 108.9 radio. What's going on, fam?
Man, the power.
What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. Just chilling, that's it.
Okay. What's up, right-hand person?
You already know. I'm happy. I'm
We got
blessed.
a lot going on, man. A lot going on. God's been blessing us. You know, we in this game for solutions, and she's as a spokesman, she's gonna give us some updates what we got going on. But first of all, man, you say you've been following the hearings.
Oh, yeah, man.
What's your
man.
opinion on it? Is it guilty or not guilty?
Well, you know, they looking to punish somebody, man.
Somebody got to take the fall, man.
Some white people's lost their lives,
Right.
you know, and they ain't taking that lightly.
Okay.
But the main thing is that the whole situation is that they really trying to find answers to, you know, who instigated it, you know, and they trying to hold Trump accountable.
Right. Guess who we've been in contact with, man?
Who's that?
Officer, Officer Harry Dunn. That's the brother that was involved with the chaos. Remember they came and they was breaking windows, and you see the black officer there trying to clear things up. I don't know, but
No.
anyway, make a long story short, Kimberly, the field director, she called me. She said, "Guess what?" I said, "What? I think we need to recognize Officer Dunn." And I was like, Officer Dunn? So she explained to me, she said, you know how we recognize James Shaw Jr.? It was before you joined. The young man, when a white gunman went into a Waffle House and was killing black people, and he stepped in. He was considered a Waffle House hero. It made all national news. But anyway, she said, Gerald, I got an idea. I said, what? Why don't we recognize? I said, man, if you make this happen, because he's been on news all week testifying at the hearing, and he responded. So I think he's doing this little investigation, man. So can you imagine we go up there and recognize him? You know how much national news that'll be?
Well, yeah.
You know, so I want to thank Kim for doing that. But, man, we've been busy, bro. We've been real busy, man. And again, calls are continue to come in, letters coming to the P.O. box. I mean, it's just, you know, when you're doing great work, I ain't saying we're a perfect organization, but people on the outside seeing, you know, what we're doing, we're getting results.
Yeah.
You know, things. So, but Spokes, again, thank you for all what you're doing. You know, she's always there. You know, we had a issue going on at the Cobb County Jail where the mother of a inmate, he had serious mental issues, and she was concerned if he was getting this medicine because when she was talking to him, he was talking very strange. And so we contacted the matter of fact, this wasn't even an official meeting. We just went down there and ran into
Corporal Aikens.
and they checked in right to it, you know, and she said that they called the next day. That's what she told me. She said, thank you. You know, so you see how we keep putting pressure on these people? You know, so you could give a little update on why it's important, because like I said, he used to work inside the walls. But he's grown now. He can refuse his medicine. That's what the mom think he's doing. But there got to be documentation, right?
Right.
Okay.
You know, because he's an adult, you know, like, you know, you got to be on a level
Unless
like
he has
this.
power of attorney, right?
Right. But if you hear to hear, he could refuse the medication. But once you hit that lower level, now it has to be forced. And even if it has to be forced, it still has to be documented in the law.
Right. I don't think it got that serious. It's just the fact that we have the respect when we go down there, not even have an official meeting, and come out and talk to us. Make sure, hey, I take it. And he said he'll put him under the radar. Now, what do that mean when he said that?
Well, like close security, keep a close watch on him, monitor him. Sometimes they have cameras too. He might put him in a room where he's monitored 24/7.
Okay. Yeah, no, so, man, yeah, we doing some good things, man. I know you kind of, got a little spoiled when you first got down here, but I know you got to take care of the family and all that because he used to make the videos and
Yeah.
come to the events. But I'm hoping you can make the meet and greet. I'm hoping you can.
Yeah, I thought it was a date. I was like, wow.
For real?
Yeah,
It ain't the next month.
Yeah, because we got visitors out and everything. That's what I was thinking it was today.
Oh, okay.
And they're gonna be,
okay.
we're gonna go over there to the Battery. You know, we ain't gonna watch the game except on TV.
That's cool. What else been going on with you?
Man, I just been chilling, man. That's it, man. You know, working. That's
Anything
it.
else you been following?
Man, not really. You know, the R. Kelly case. No, just messing with you.
Matter of fact, it has been some. They say he done got. Well, they say I don't know. I don't trust sometimes the media, but they say he done got jumped on in there, and it might be true. I don't know, but sometimes it could be an inside connection. You know what I mean? And that's true, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I got some good news. Remember the young man we've been trying to get out of prison?
Yeah.
We getting close, bro. And I'm gonna let Mika kind of explain because she kind of keeps up more in communication, and with him more than me or whatever. So what's going on latest on that, Meek?
Mr. Walter Coleman had a verification hearing on July 14th, which, I went and sat in on a hearing on behalf of New Order, which was going to be continued because, he had every right. They try to assign him a court-appointed attorney, and he had to tell the judge, I don't want him representing me. I never seen this man. This man never even came and talked to me. I mean, he wasn't wrong for it because you just do the man somebody to represent him. So he requested that he hire a paid attorney, which me and Gerald and the organization worked together. We reached out to Attorney King in, was it Michigan?
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit, Michigan, and he referred us to Attorney Jones in Atlanta. So we've been in contact with him. He's been working with us and everything. So we was able to retain him for Mr. Coleman. On the strict the New Order, is a good deal. Whatever as far as the retaining fee. Before he left the prison, the deputy warden had told him to pack up all his stuff. And he was like, why am I taking all my stuff? He said, because there's a possibility you might not be returning back to the prison, which we've been putting pressure on because he should have never had even went to the prison because you never had a verification hearing and you never had a parole revocation hearing. So right now he's still at, Chris County Jail. So hopefully we keep putting pressure on him. The attorney's going to work with us and him. And hopefully once the paperwork gets submitted, he might not have to go to another hearing. It could be withdrawal and he'd be released.
Man, that's great.
Right. That's what we're in this business for,
Yeah.
man. I know things don't happen overnight, but we haven't stopped. Like I said, she talks to him more, and he always has information. He said, "Thank you for what y'all did," but we really, because it went from a press conference to we talked to people behind the scenes because the document, nothing is signed by a judge, bro. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah. It just go to show you how easy it is for them to incarcerate you, and then it's almost like pulling teeth to get you free.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So we're just gonna continue to do what we do, whatever. So I know was it yesterday? Did they officially retain the attorney?
Yeah,
You know,
around 3 o'clock they
was it?
retain the attorney. He's working with them for the
Yeah.
paperwork wise. And file whatever paperwork that needs to be filed. He's trying to have the verification hearing withdrawn. So
Right.
he's trying to get it where he won't even have to go to a hearing and work with parole and then have him released.
Right. So he
Yeah.
been thinking for what we doing. But I got some good news. You heard of attorney Jackie Patterson? He's always on the news down here all the time. Always on the news. And I'm just trying to build like a dream team of attorneys. And I reached out to him. And the first thing he said, who wouldn't want to work with Gerald Rose? I guess he been following us or something. I was like, excuse me? He said, man, I've been following y'all doing some great work. So the wall broke down that quick after that or whatever. And he was he even said that if we refer him cases on behalf of New Order, he would give a donation on each case that we refer him. I was like, cool. So he went out of town to a black convention or something going on, but he said he'd be back next Friday. And then of course we have Attorney King in Detroit, and then we got Attorney Jones. So And I put on Facebook the dream team.
Oh, they the dream
The
team. Because
picture.
if you look at that picture, you be like, boy, I know
Yeah.
when they go on court, they gonna tear something up in court.
Yeah.
I'm for
And
real.
Attorney King, he's a beast. Now, see, I've seen him in action. I've seen Mr. Patterson in action. I haven't seen Mr. Jones yet.
Yeah.
You know, but I know Mr. King and Mr. Patterson, he's a beast.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, but well, you know, you got some intelligent black people, man, who know their way around the court system, and especially these people that can litigate.
Right.
And that's great, man, to have.
True. And we protect the legal wise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, period. You know, because you got legal ramifications in all
Right.
walks of life. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Civil and criminal.
Right.
You know, but mostly we need a lot of civil rights attorneys. You know, people
Right.
that can protect our rights.
Cause we growing though. I know you've been in there spiritually, but physically, I know you've been kind of tied up lately. But we growing, man. You know, we getting calls, man. Upcoming business trip like next week, Akron, Ohio. Then we gonna be going to Philadelphia at Temple. We got a case at Temple University. You know, I'm missing something.
Yeah, was it Akron, Ohio? It was on
Akron,
the
Ohio. You
26th.
kill me how you said you've been saying Akron, Ohio. She meant to say Akron. That's that accent.
Akron.
Yeah.
That's that Jersey. That's that Jersey.
You know, we're
accent.
going up there to have. We are having a national press conference, and I'm not here to talk about nobody, but I'm just very disappointed on somebody was in their office. They do stuff like us up in Akron, you know, and I was waiting for a phone call, and they didn't call back, you know. So some people figure it's a territory thing, right? You know what I'm saying? But as a national, you know, organization, we could go anywhere. But out of respect, I do let the local community leaders come, let them know that you're welcome to stand with us. But some
Right.
people don't like that, which I don't care if anybody come to Cobb County or Atlanta and say, hey, they saying something, because the more unity we have, the more results we get.
Right.
For some reason, man, some of these organizations, why are you here? You don't stay here. I'm like, okay, this is our job as a national human rights organization. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't need permission for nothing, but out of respect, I still let the people know. Because Sandra, you don't know Sandra, she's one of our field staff members. She lives in Akron, so she's been doing stuff behind the scenes. Matter of fact, she got in contact. This is the young man that died in Akron. She was with the young man that did the eulogy. You know, so we inviting the people that's been on the news to stand with us. And of course, they want to know. We don't know this organization, but you know, Sandra gave her what are our brochures, so it explains everything what we do. But you know, but that's how. And I don't understand that, man.
Well,
I really
now
don't, man.
it's just certain
We're not
things.
there to take over. We there to stand with y'all.
Yeah, I don't so much think it's about the takeover. It's be mostly about don't feel like they want to be exploited. You know what I'm saying? Some people think that when we go to certain areas and involve ourselves in certain situations that we there as exploiters and opposed to supporters.
So
You know?
you mean like stuff that they might not be doing, and I'm trying to figure out.
No, exploit or exploitation meaning that people want you think that you trying to profit off the situation, and they don't know that's just a non-profit organization. It's just a mentality. And then some people's, you know how some people's have the propensity to believe that those who just come just want the spotlight. They just getting the attention. You know what I'm saying? So they rally around certain high-profile cases, and it garners them certain attention, and certain people's believe. And I'm just hypothetically speaking, because I really don't know. I don't even know the peoples you speaking of, but I can just go off the situation that I understand.
I can
from.
say is one of them is the local NAACP.
Yeah,
They will
well,
not return a phone call, but I know the political game they playing.
well, yeah, you gotta think about them. See, these are people's, man, that's on a level that, or national level, that's so high that they gonna vet any and everybody that they touch anyway.
Right.
And then certain peoples they gonna want to disavow or disassociate with themselves with. And you know, when you become a liberator, a fighter for liberation, you are not accepted by mainstream America. So a lot of, whether you can call them white folks or whatever, you know, like for instance, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Some people, regardless of his knowledge
Right.
his experience, all the good he do. Some people's man don't want to come that close to him. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't because he's not a good person to
Right.
us or do good things for us. It's just that they want to live there and define or dictate how they handle him.
Right.
And this is something you can't do, but this is how they want to do it. And then they ain't gonna never want to associate themselves with him because he's almost like blackballed.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And you can find yourself in a situation like that
Right.
when you start performing and doing or bringing attention to certain issues,
Gotcha.
especially surrounding the black causes.
That's true. You got any opinion on that?
No, that's because they know Farrakhan speaks the truth, and they don't want to hear the truth.
Right. They intimidated by him.
Truth hurts.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
right.
well, you gotta realize when it comes to the truth is synonymous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not absolute.
Right.
You know,
Right.
some people feel like the truth can be shaped to
Right.
fit they narrative.
Right.
You
Well, if
know?
you research New Order, we don't have no radical rallies. Ain't nothing ever broke out. I mean, everything we cause I don't even play that out of order stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you Google stuff, as far as our resume, you would never see that. But I understand they don't know who I am. But I try to at least lend a hand out. And explain to them that hey, I'm here to support you all for getting justice for Jalen. That's it. It's bigger than Akron. I mean, it's hitting everywhere. So we came from Atlanta to stand with you all. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
all it is, Noki. That's all it is. But
Yeah.
It's backs, But again, I'm not surprised. And it's like 2 hours from my hometown. So I just wanted to go up there and stand with them. But there's
Yeah.
only one person we having a problem with.
And not only that, if you from Ohio
Right.
and if you a black person, you know what I'm saying, you
it's
gonna
more
have
personal, right?
yeah, you gonna have a personal stake in
Right.
the event. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like saying it's a family member.
Right.
I'm talking about just giving
Right.
the close proximity.
And I'm glad you said that something just happened in Chicago where they shot an unarmed 13-year-old, bro,
Well,
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Not too, he was unarmed. They got the police all on video. See, we don't see our day in court, but we show at that funeral home. You know what I mean?
sure enough.
First thing they said, they got mental issues. Yep, that just happened in Chicago. I'm quite sure if you talk to the fam,
Yeah.
man, yeah.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, it was on Rashad was talking about it.
yeah. Oh, Rashad, man. Hey, Rashad.
He got a lot of viewers on that
Man, he
on that
ain't-
talk show, man.
Yeah, he ain't playing with them, man. He
No, he
bring
ain't.
he calling them out. You
Right.
know, for what they are. You
That's
know.
true, yeah.
But speaking to that situation, man, with the youngster getting killed by the police.
Right.
Well, you know, the police gonna always, or not just the police, but the police department, the whole system, they gonna run to the defense of the police officer.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. It's not about the constitutionality of the victim. It's about, sustaining their secrecy.
Right. They
You
thought
know?
his cell phone was a gun. That's the excuse they're using. He pulled out his phone.
In a way.
It's like that young man got killed in New York like that. They swear. Going way back, man, Sean Bell. I don't know if y'all heard of that case. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he got, I think it was his bachelor wedding.
Right. He's
something.
about to get married or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but they killed a sister like that in Chicago too. She dropped the phone and went to pick it up, and they killed her.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. We got, yeah. It's just So what you think about all this stuff that's going on?
It's too much. It's too much. And it's just like, when it comes to these police officers and stuff, like, nobody wants to be held accountable.
You lose your life over too much mayonnaise on your sandwich.
A phone you think is a gun.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But that's what we come in at. So and in the case, of course, at Temple University, you could kind of explain that.
Yeah, we got this case coming up. A gentleman that I know personally had reached out to the organization, Mr. Stephen Branch. And this is a discrimination case. He was fired from his job like I said, it goes back to discrimination. And, you know, he went to court and everything, but the attorneys that he had, they worked with Temple. Now, Temple University is a big organization. It's a college. And it's a lot of truth in it because the simple fact, like I was telling Gerald, you know, I had a sister that worked for a Temple hospital, and she got let go for a person of color, like of a Caucasian person. But she ain't want to go through the process. She said she felt like she was discriminated against. But the case with Temple University is a discrimination, and a guy from Human Resource had called him a nigger, and he's trying to deny it. So he filed an appeal, and they telling him if he lose his appeal, he got to pay them $34,000. Now, we talk about a gentleman that's hard-working.
How long he been there?
He been at Temple for a while. He been at Temple for years, for a while. As long as I know him, he was working at Temple University.
He's the engineer. there.
And then it makes you, and it raises questions as if you let him go for discrimination, it opens the can of worms of how many other people have you let go for discrimination, and it's probably quite a few. They just afraid to stand up and speak out.
Yeah. And one thing about this brother, he has an attorney, he has his team, you know, so he's fighting back, you know, so we going up there. Well, date ain't been set yet, but the legal department did approve the complaint form, and again, I go to the PO box today. There's another complaint form. He sent one on email and one in the mail.
Yep.
So what's going to happen? I said I'm not going to move until I talk to his attorney. So I have a conference call with him, the attorney, when I get back from Ohio, and I have you on the phone too, as well. So I just want to make sure that we all are the same, because when people hire attorneys, they usually don't want you to talk to nobody else. You feel me? So I want to make sure that New Order and attorneys, but he told the attorney told Steve that it's good to bring media attention to the case itself. He's going to talk about the legal side, the attorney. You know what I mean? And we can just talk about as far as his rights probably has been violated, and we're going to talk about support him as an organization.
Right.
That's all, you know, because the attorney is really going to be the one that's kind of running it, but he wants some organizations to stand with him.
Right. I mean, you know, some people to talk about is humanity.
Right.
You know, to bring
Call
attention.
the N-word and all that.
Yeah, to bring attention
Right.
to the things that, you know, we supposed to address as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like we said, that's what the organization is about.
for, right.
It's about, you know, getting our human rights.
Right.
You know, especially in a land that been denying us human rights.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what the attorney's saying. But also the attorney don't want him to make anything that could come back and be detrimental.
True.
You know, to his legal
Right. So I'm
stance.
quite sure he's giving him information. He probably asked questions, who's this organization? You know, obviously, Steve done said some great things because the attorney wants to still work with us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I want to clarify something. When I say the truth being it's subjective, that's the word I meant to use.
Mm-hmm.
Subjective means somebody had their own understanding what the truth may be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The truth is the truth,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who tell it or where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Universal, all around the world.
Right.
But some people can lay up there and take what we call the truth, and they can bend it to their will.
Right.
This is what make it subjective.
Right.
So what it's not absolute. It's not the absolute truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This the reason why when you go off into the court system, they say you swallow and you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Right.
But they get on then they turn around, get on the stand and lie. Because it's subjective.
Right.
It's not the absolute truth. They don't say you solemnly swear to tell the absolute truth.
Mm-hmm.
See, the absolute truth mean it ain't gonna be 2, 3, and 4 different sides to the story.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because now what they call the truth is all about interpretation.
Right.
How you interpret it in things.
Right.
And this is the dilemma we have in this country when you go inside the courtroom. Ain't no telling what they gonna go in there and say. Ain't no telling what type of story gonna be told. But they gonna tell the story. Now you may not did none of the stuff they said.
Right. And you got to sit there and hear all that. I know that's
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else we got going on? Oklahoma.
Yeah, Mr. Pond's case in Oklahoma that got approved as well.
Right.
So the arrangements is in process right now.
Yeah, I talked to is that the daughter?
Yeah, the daughter.
Okay. Now she lives here in Georgia.
Right.
So I told them that, once we get back from Ohio. So like I said, no, we stuff coming our way, man. Can't say the world, man, but they seeing the stuff that we do on Facebook. We all about business, and these calls coming in, and all complaint forms don't get approved now.
Yeah, we can't say the real, but we can say lies.
That's right, and that's what we there for.
Black Lives Matter.
That's what they say, but Black Lives Matter, but we fighting each other.
That's right. Again, it's we fighting two devils, ain't we?
Yeah.
And racism ain't gonna never go nowhere. No, we know we got to deal with that forever. But then we fighting each other, man. I think that can be resolved, but it's got to take all of us, man. But this is a whole different era, man. Whole different generation. I was scared to get in trouble. Be home for the street lights come on. You know what I mean? But I understand. It ain't like it used to be. We still can't give up on our youth. And stuff. So, but we're gonna take a quick break. This has been Real Talk with New Order Live on Power 108.9. We'll be right back.
Tired of all that baloney they force feed you on social media?
Yes.
Then get connected to Power 108.9, a station for the people.
Yo, it's Michael McFadden, the Power 108.9 for our folks over at 404 Computer Repair. Where do I start? iPhone and Android screen replacement starting at only $69. And not only that, they do it all. Really, computer repair, tablet repair, Xbox, iMac. Honestly, yeah, they do it all. Call them 404-259-0183. Once again, 404-259-0183. Now, I got to be real with you. My family and I have been clients with them for a while. As a matter of fact, 404 Computer Repair repaired the iPhone screen of our then high school freshman who is now in his mid-20s. What? So, if you're looking for affordability, great quality of workmanship, and a team that will get the job done the first time, call our friends over at 404 Computer Repair. Hey, they're located just minutes from the Battery, Atlanta, right there, 360 Cobb Parkway, Southeast in Marietta, Georgia. Hey, just give them a call though, 404-259-0183. And of course, tell them you heard it right here on Power 108.9. Let's go.
Business casual attire. So apparently Dominique Williams did not come in business. Wilkins, sorry. What I say?
I'm about to say Dominique Williams plays for the College Park Astros.
Dominique Wilkins. You so silly.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
What's going on, y'all? This is Tony Hightower, and you are listening to Power 108.9.
Welcome back. This is Real Talk with New Order live on Power 108.9, the radio. Again, in the studio, I have my co-host, my economic advisor, Mr. Noki Harden. What's up, bro? You
Man,
still
I'm
ain't
good.
missed a day in here.
Yeah. Hey, but I still want to talk about that. When we was talking about the disconnect between us as a race of people.
Okay.
The so-called violence. Well, I'm gonna still let you, man. Let's introduce
yeah,
Mika
we
and
got to.
everything.
Actually gonna be
Okay,
on
we
a
want her in the
full-time basis.
conversation too.
Yeah. What's up, Meek?
Oh no, just chilling.
So, are we an organization just making videos all day?
No, we don't make videos all day. We don't sit on Facebook Live every 5 minutes and say we're going to do this and do that. You're looking in the background, you see the same background.
You so silly.
My mind's telling me no.
Free R. Kelly. Hey.
Thinking of R. Kelly, I seen some of the news this past week that he done had some kind of confrontation. When you behind the walls, sometimes this stuff happen.
Yeah.
They ain't give too much details, but man. But
yeah. But the whole thing is when they say you innocent till proven guilty, and even though he was proven guilty according to, the verdict, you know what I'm saying, in the court of public opinion, so-called.
Right.
And, but still, we don't know. It ain't on me to hold him accountable. You know what I'm saying? So if I was in jail, I wouldn't beat on him. You know what I'm saying? I know molesters do get beat up and different things like that. But sometimes you can be innocent. You know how many innocent people they done locked up?
True.
So why
we
would
dealing with one now?
So why would I victimize him for being a victim of the system?
True.
If he was the victim.
Right.
We really don't know. Because like I said about the truth being subjective.
Right.
They can come in there and they can buy people's and pay people's to come and say anything. Because that's all they want.
Right.
They just want somebody to come in there and testify to the lie.
Right.
It's a money thing. It's a money thing, and who I just say it might not be true what they said about R. Kelly. That could be just for views for the media.
Right.
Yeah. We know that peoples do things illegal.
Right.
We know that. But we also know the system or the people's work within the system do things illegal.
Right.
But they don't be held accountable.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because they feel they prosecute who they want to prosecute. Because I'm telling about we can go through history and find many rock stars, white celebrities, movie stars, actors, baseball players, sports alumni, everything who had the same type of track record.
That's true.
Judges,
But
prosecutors,
when they want you, they come after
too.
you, boy.
Like I had shared some on my wall the other day where a judge pulled out a gun, but you ready to put our people on the stand and give them gun charges, and you a whole judge pulled out a gun.
Where was he at when he pulled it out?
I'm not sure what state it is, but he was in a courtroom. He pulled out a gun on the stand. A judge.
Yeah, they had guns with them.
So judge carried they
under
them robes they be
yeah.
But what reason did he have to pull out a gun?
Well, I can't. I mean, you got to know the backdrop to the story, but I'm gonna tell you this here: they had a right to bear arms,
right.
And some of them are legal licensed gun owners,
right.
And they carry guns.
Well, I know Cobb County School Board just approved for teachers to have guns inside the classrooms and
well, Governor Kemp approved for everybody to carry without a license, so we should be able to go into court hearings with our gun and should nothing be done to none of us.
Well, that's a whole nother. You going to jail? you going to jail?
You ain't go. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, man.
But don't legalize
Is
it.
Brittany ever go come home, man?
Well,
you heard what LeBron James said?
No, what he say?
He said that if she do get to come home, why would she want to come back to America? I don't know what he meant by that. You know, LeBron will speak out every now and then.
Yeah.
You know, because they said if it was LeBron or Kevin Durant, they would have been free by now. That's what people were saying.
Well, you know, people.
LeBron would have never did that.
Hey, you know, people's gonna take.
But I heard what she did is not that serious as far as the U.S., but in Russia.
Yeah, people will take that personal because it sounds unpatriotic.
Right. But you know,
speaking,
LeBron, he's a billionaire now, so a lot of athletes can't get away with. He could get away with.
But her doctor said she had a prescription for it.
Yeah, that's here. That's the law here, not there.
Right.
Over there, she going to jail, or she in jail. She going to jail.
I think she gonna end up. I don't know. They negotiating or something. Man.
Well, you know,
Putin, he don't like Biden at all. If that was Trump in office, she'd probably be home.
Man, in certain countries, man, you go to that country with drugs, they will execute you.
Right.
You know, they will kill you.
Remember way back in the day that boy did something in Singapore and they whooped him.
Yeah.
About what was he accused of doing? I know that's a while
vandalizing. He was just busting car windows.
How many times?
I think they gave him like 40 lashes, 24 lashes, something like that.
Yeah.
But man, you gotta talk. Caning. You know, man, to be hit with one of them things, them bamboo sticks. Man, they tore his butt up. Figuratively.
They say they do that stuff here in America. Crime would be going down.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. People will take a whooping this some time. Hey, that's all you gotta do, take a whoop, man.
Right.
They'll take that caning.
Right.
Over
I
the
remember
years.
that, man. I remember that.
Yeah. Hey, but on a serious note though, with Brittany Griner,
Right.
She pled guilty, and she might have been a mistake, but that don't excuse what you break the
It's
law.
like they ain't forgiving her for nothing.
Yeah, 'cause that don't
I think it's
excuse
more
it.
personal, man.
But they may have sympathy. They may have. I mean, I don't know how far they psychology go far as they law, but they may let her go. But they may give her some time too. It all depends on really Putin, cause Putin he dictate what's going on. I ain't gonna lie to you. We
Right.
already know if Putin say she can go, she gone.
You're right.
They don't play with him.
Right.
And that's his whole that's the whole situation over there in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? He feel like, man, he took care of y'all. He gave y'all a natural oil and dealt with y'all. Now y'all gonna go to the Euro? Man, he wasn't having it. He told him that when he took Crimea.
Right.
We weren't going.
Yeah, so she's definitely a political prisoner.
Yep.
Definitely. But I am looking forward to our meet and greet, man, on August 13th. I'm looking forward to, because I know most of everybody, but of course I know y'all don't. So,
I know a lot of the guys, man. They're my mans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the family coming in, man, and this is gonna be exciting, man. This is gonna be fun. So looking forward to that. It's from 1 to until. So since it ain't today, you should be good.
Yeah, the 13th. That's
Right.
wrong. Man, I'm thinking you talking about today, the next few minutes.
Today ain't even the 13th.
I know. You've been working so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Cause we so close, man, on social media and things, so everybody need to put a voice with a face, things like that. So, and again, I want to thank Greg for opening up his home. Cause we had one before, maybe 3 years ago. Got a loving home, man. Pool. We was playing music, and it was nice, man. We ain't talk about no business. It was cool.
Yeah, give a chance too to get intimate.
Right.
And be able to get to know each other on a more personal level.
Right.
Right.
Right. So save the date, note. Save the date, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna write it down.
Even if you have to work, if you could just come by a couple hours, cause it's 1 to until.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write it. I'm gonna have to write it down because I most definitely got to see my man Red.
Fidel,
man, got to. That's my guy there.
Red, yeah. Has he made music lately? You haven't seen?
I think he's still, putting out new stuff.
I haven't seen that on Facebook.
Yeah, I've been seeing different types of posters and stuff like that, but he been more, more inspirational.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He been doing stuff like that, man, like he always do.
Right.
Spreading the good cheer.
Right. So you've been on a couple podcasts too, representing the organization. What's the one you was with, Mr. Justice and Renee?
Renee Davenport. Something about the
What's her platform?
The breach. Something of the breach. It's something about the breach. I know Renee Davenport. Was talking about everything that's going on in the community. If I was able to get a couple words in, but I mean the show was nice. Other than that, I got my point across. We talked about a lot of things. We did the Black Push as well.
Yeah, that was a nice podcast.
I'm supposed to be setting up something for us for our organization with there's another lady that Mr. Jimmy Hill referred us to. So I'm in the process of working up and setting up that podcast. So a lot of people.
We need to get on board with that. I've been from a distance, but Jimmy Hill is the one. His son was killed by Atlanta police, where unarmed. I think he had some run-ins with the police before. See, once they know you and they consider you I don't want to put no false information out there, but if the police know someone and they constantly doing things, they're like, here we go with this guy, they be probably aggravated. They come to the scene like, this is this guy.
Well, I don't think they know. They may be suspicious because when they know, they lock you up. I'm just being real.
There's a difference. They lock you up and then just shoot you. Like,
yeah, but
you
I'm
took
saying
a whole life.
They can think they know. It's one thing to think you know something, and it's another thing to know something. If they know, they gonna lock them up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People think they know a lot about you, and I'm just being, I'm talking about just using you as an example.
Right.
They think they know, but they don't actually know.
No, right.
Because if they know, then they'll prosecute you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just say that in lieu to what you were saying about the individual. They think they know, but they don't really know.
Right. Y'all know Cheryl, right? That lost her son. You know Cheryl.
Yeah,
She just got information from the autopsy report, and she's furious because they shot his son in the back 3 times. And what they're saying, she feel they're not doing a proper investigation. So I'm gonna have her talk to one of the attorneys and see if there's something they can see, maybe dig into something that we're not seeing to get their advice, because they can see stuff we don't see. I told her wait till she get the report.
But you know what? Well, besides Cheryl, I have a lot of people that reach out to me about that district attorney, Finney Willis. Okay. Yeah. If you're not going to do a thorough job or thorough investigation, you need to come on up out the office, because it's no reason why we have to keep coming up there. You're never available. But when it comes to voting, you're available. If you're not going to do your job, a lot of people lives in this lady's hand. Like, their life is literally in this lady's hands, and it's like you got the power over these people's life, whether you're in prison, whether you're on the street. You're not for the people. And if people don't wake up and realize this, and y'all keep voting her in the office, we're going to keep going through the same thing over and over and over again. She's not for the people. She's definitely not for the people.
It's our first term.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, I know I was having a problem with Paul Howard. Paul Howard was a former district attorney. Until we were exposing him, publicly, he decided to meet with us. So that's just the route we need to go, is to, because she's on the news and stuff asking for help. But then when you call her, of course, she's not not available. But then she's on the news saying that the violence is getting worse, and, it's up to the community to kind of help out. But it's just...
You put on the violence getting worse. You worried about put somebody under the RICO Act, talk about gang activity. But what about all these shootings? You keep putting on gang activity, but here we got a Governor Kemp that's in the office that's making it a right to walk around and carry without a license. So you can't just put that on no gang activity.
Right. Well, people that illegally carry guns think they got it right. They carry it illegal. That's and they feel like it's their right to have a gun. So they illegally do it and disregard the law. So I'm not trying to say that he right or wrong to have people carry guns, because everybody is not responsible. And people's using guns not for protection, but to take lives.
And that's what you're concerned about it.
Yeah, and I understand she got a right to be, because we human beings, so we dealing with the human aspect of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What they dealing with the fear. Right. And I try to explain it to one of my co-workers that some things take place only in your imagination. It don't take place in reality. When people give all these hypothetics, what if a serial killer come in here and do this and do that? Have a serial killer ever did it? We know a lot of these things that people project to us, they be out of fear mongering. You know what I'm saying? And not be based in reality. But now we all know, if we walk to a certain community, there are certain people who have certain ideals, and it can put us in harm's way because of the mentality. But when you talking about a business where you got people's coming here, and for the most part, they established. They got wives, family, homes, car loans. You don't have to so much worry about things transpiring, because if it did, even the owners of the business would barbed wire, put armed security, different things like that. So and I was just saying, it's a stretch of the imagination when you start hyperbolating and saying certain things gonna transpire when you just engaging in things like fear mongering. You trying to make people afraid of what's going on, and this is what they do when they pass these gun laws. You know what I'm saying? But we already know what assault rifles will do. we already know what people who have mental issues would do. We know these things based on the evidence, the reality. But then there's certain things that won't transpire. Like, say for instance, if people did have the right to bear arms or had the right to carry a gun, maybe some people will be cautious about disrespecting and victimizing you, robbing you, they may, but people ain't afraid of the death penalty, so they may not be afraid of you and your gun. You know what I'm saying?
All this, folks getting killed per daylight now.
Yeah, but it may put somebody on notice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they just may not have road rage and try to, confront you at the gas station. Like a lot of unnecessary things that transpire in this society.
Right. Well, I know we're going to do what we continue to do, stuff like not to be seen, but to get results. So, but I was telling Kim, man, if we can pull that off to honor Mr. Dunn, State Capitol Police, that's going to be something major. And I'm hoping that come through, so. Because I can imagine when we did James Shaw Jr., I don't think y'all remember, but that was a big major case. And I didn't think she made it happen. Next thing you know, we was invited to his church. And, he was all on Good Morning America, Oprah Winfrey, all them shows. But he said, Mr. Rose, I don't know who you are, but you did something very special. You came to my church and acknowledged him. He said, I was on all these shows, but what we did was more special to him. You know what I mean? So I keep in contact with him. Just Google James Shaw Jr. I mean, he was all over the place. What happened was a white gunman went into a Waffle House and just started shooting up the place. And all the bullets hit all African Americans. And he took the gunman down and all this and that. And so they called him the Waffle House hero. A couple lives was lost, but it could have been more.
Yeah.
So. And Kim was like, man, that's honor. I said, you can't make that happen. Next thing I know, we was on our way to Nashville, man. Things like that. But we had the guy's attention because he's communicating with Kim. It's just the fact he don't know us from jump, so he want to make sure, So she's sending them like news articles and different things, let them know that we are legit, But maybe it's the timing of it because he's been testifying at the hearings.
Yeah.
Things, so.
Well, I had been listening to D.L. Hewley be on the radio.
Right.
And he was talking about that the massacre down at that school, elementary school in Texas. And he was talking about
they said the police dropped the ball.
Well, yeah, that's the point he was making.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that a lot of times when it comes to these serial killers or these mass shootings, they pause. They don't go in there become the hero, like how you describing that brother who took.
Well, he didn't figure that. He's very humble. Is what the media.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it was heroic. He put
his life on the line.
Yeah, he put himself or his life over the lives of others.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to applaud that because that was an unselfish act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people would have hid under the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to die. You know what I mean? I'm just being 100.
That's true though.
You know what I'm saying? But this man here put himself in harm's way to save the lives that could have been lost.
Right.
But the point I was making, and based on D.L. Hewley situation, was that he was saying that these officers, and it was about, I think he gave a count of like about 700 and so.
At the scene?
Yeah, that waited for a period of time before, they're allowed to try to take any form of action while children was being murdered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or in his words, slaughtered. So I just say that based on what you were saying about the individual.
Families and stuff real upset on how the police handled that situation. It was a SWAT team and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the police, they human too, huh?
Yeah.
But when you take on that job, that's the...
See, I think his take on it was mostly about the suspect. When you got a particular type of suspect they go at him a particular type of way. I think that's what he was alluding to a degree.
Well, I figured
You know what I'm
He
saying?
wasn't a suspect because you know what had happened. That's why I'm saying I'm going back to January 6th. Could you imagine, man, if Trump was the president and then but black folks came in the Capitol? CNN would have to turn the TV off because there'd be dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, and black.
Think about it, and he'd be like, man,
Hey,
I
look,
couldn't
and
imagine that, man.
Hey, look, I know you can't because black peoples know better. I know you can't imagine.
You feel me? You're right, they do.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. They would have to turn the TV off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Trump got away with it.
No, he ain't really get away with it because
I think they're going to get him here in Georgia.
See, I
involving
think
that voting thing.
I think what it is, man, is that they mainly trying to disqualify him, period, for running for office.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing because they
they don't
you ain't remember what Trump said. Trump said he can go out there on Fifth Avenue and kill somebody and still be elected.
He said that?
Yeah, he meant it. He didn't just say it, he meant it.
Something mentally wrong with Trump.
Man, Trump
He
knew
is.
Trump knew the persuade or the power of persuasion. He knew that when he took to Twitter. He knew it when he started doing everything he started doing and
Is
and
he
put
still
in
banned
his,
from Facebook?
He may have been, but he don't care.
He still get his message out.
He
He
don't
got
care.
followers. Yeah, you
He
right.
don't care. These people, man, some of these people adore him.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? They adore him.
You right.
And,
And he ran his campaign on black and white.
and they adore him for the message that they can't say because it'll
Right.
cost them their jobs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Use their voice.
Giving
You're
giving
right.
giving things the political atmosphere based on how society operate.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna put their jobs on the line. These so-called police officers, these civil servants, and teachers, lawyers.
That was an inside connection what
You
happened.
know, but these people's man, they trying to investigate the whole situation because they want people to be held accountable.
Right.
Like what she had said about the RICO Act. When you talk about that's RICO. That was an organized
sure
event.
was.
Police
That's
officers
RICO.
is a
And
gang.
he warned them. Remember he made that
is a gang.
speech? He warned it. He warned everybody. This was going to happen.
But you said like they don't want to put their life on the line, but police officers, correction officers, firefighters, when you sign that application, you know you put your life on the line. That's like who's going to be held accountable for these killings that's happening behind the prison walls? Like, I get videos and everything. The man was laying over the banister over 2 hours dead.
I seen that.
No officers, no nothing.
Yeah, you should have seen
None.
that.
Like, somebody got to be held accountable. And then you don't know who to trust because you got some officers that's in there working with some of the individuals in there.
Yeah. Well, you know what they do? Well, because like I said before, we all under the law. And they know the law. They got lawyers. They got all kinds of different things to hide their hands. You know what I'm saying? And they hide behind the litigation. And this the reason why when we have people's incarcerated, it's so hard to get these brothers and sisters out. Because they hide behind the litigation. Once the smoke clear and we can see the true picture, then some of us can get free. But they'll bury you under concrete and steel and won't think nothing of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we need the advocacy. We need those who are able to bring the truth to light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To bring the evidence forward. Right. Or those what we call the fact finders. We need these brothers and sisters.
And that's going to be the ones that work behind the walls. Some of these officers, I know I would. I'll expose it quick.
Right. Well, that's why we're going to continue to fight for Mr. Coleman, because he got facts.
Yeah.
He got and then attorneys, they on the same accord. So it makes us look good that we didn't go off emotions, we off facts. And can you imagine when that man get released, how many calls we're going to get?
We getting calls coming in now.
Yeah.
And everybody ain't innocent, everybody ain't guilty.
Right, but we gotta have the
He showed
emotions.
paperwork.
We gotta have the emotions because the emotions is the passion that we have for the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And power to the people.
That's right. That's right. So I guess that's our clue that we got to end in this segment. I'm enjoying, again, I want to thank Mike for letting us have this platform. I love this radio show. We're getting a lot of response off this radio show.
Yeah.
'Cause you know we live on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
You want information on organization? www.nonhro.org or contact
You know
number
about heart now,
1-800-346-5138.
I ain't got to say it no more. Love you, New Order family. This been Real Talk with New Order, live on Power 108.9.
Things you do reminds me of mine.